We're turning a page on where we've been, but the history's going to be on where we go.
There were plenty of pundits, politicians, and insiders who said this victory was impossible.
We are 800 miles from any ocean, but a tsunami just hit the heartland.
All right, and we continue with former Alaska Governor, Fox News contributor Sarah Palin. Governor, the DNC, they are already digging up dirt on 2012 GOP presidential hopefuls. ABC News is reporting that, in fact, the DNC, this was just prior to the election, has contacted the Obama Pentagon. They want to obtain any and all embarrassing information on the following Republicans: you, Mitt Romney, Haley Barbour, Tim Pawlenty, Mike Huckabee, Newt Gingrich, John Thune, Mitch Daniels, and Bobby Jindal. What do you make of that?
I think it's pretty pathetic. That part of the system, I think, really stinks and really prohibits some good people from wanting to jump in there and participate in this process and being willing to put it all on the line for America and run for office when they know from the outset what they're up against. I mean, up against the Pentagon, the Obama Pentagon, trying to dig up dirt on them. Not only that, but Sean, you know how it kind of works too within our own political machine. I mean, there's the effort right now already. At least they've already shown their hand, so it makes it a little bit easier. But GOP machinery saying one of their missions is to stop Palin. So, knowing what that you're going to be hit on all sides, it does prohibit some people from wanting to jump in there and do the right thing for their country.
This was an 8-page story that you're referencing here, and it's from the Politico, and I got to print it out right here before me. And the headline is, "Next for GOP leaders, stop Palin." And in it, it said, and by the way, most anonymous sources, but I want to give you a chance to respond, interviews with advisors to the main 2012 presidential contenders and other veteran Republican operatives make clear that they see themselves on a common, if uncoordinated, mission of halting the momentum and credibility that Palin gained with conservative activists by plunging so aggressively into this year's midterm elections. Reaction?
I did plunge in, and I'm proud to have had the opportunity to plunge in, and I'm going to keep on plowing forward. And, folks who have this mission in mind that they would stop me from whatever it is that they're assuming that I'm going to do, they I guess, don't understand how I'm wired, because really that energizes me. It empowers me to get out there and keep doing what I've been doing for the last 2 decades, and that's taking on the status quo, taking on the good old boy network, and trying to reform and clean up corruption and just do what's right. So, I'm really thankful that they've showed their hand, but then again, much of this is based on anonymous sources, and I have no respect for those who think that they're powerful enough to take on the nation's economic woes and take on the likes of Ahmadinejad, but they're not man or woman enough to put their name behind criticisms against the housewife hockey mom from Wasilla.
I think they have their hands full with that housewife hockey mom from Wasilla, which is a great answer. Look, it's the day after the election, and you said to me before the election that you wouldn't even deal with the question of whether or not you would consider running until today. It's the day after. You're going to have to make a decision. The race for 2012 begins in January. I know it's hard to believe for a lot of people, but that process gets moving pretty quickly. Have you thought about it?
Of course, I've thought about it. I'll continue to prayerfully consider it because it's a huge decision and great sacrifices have to be made on in terms of a family being, out there for everybody to start criticizing again. So it would be a family decision. That, Sean, and of course, just trying to get the lay of the land and seeing these other potential candidates who are great with wonderful resumes and wonderful vision for this country, seeing if perhaps I can be a helpmate and help them get elected. I'm willing to do that too. So just trying to weigh it all at this point.
Well, you might find this a little bit amusing, and this was also in the Politico. Speaking of you, it said, still, quote, she, meaning you, has never faced serious criticism in public in a campaign setting, and it's impossible to anticipate how she'd react to it. I'm thinking, what are they smoking? I mean, I don't know.
I know.
Has there been anybody that has faced, well, a lot of politicians have faced criticism, but you're a bit of a lightning rod for whatever reason. Did you read that?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that cracked me up. And so, Sean, here's the deal. When you consider that now, everything that they could say, you can imagine, has already been said and made up and spun around. So
no, they'll think of
now
new stuff.
I would be able
I
to.
want to correct you. I promise you, they'll find something new. They'll think of something else.
Well, you know, what I will keep doing then is trying to get these Neanderthals, these goofballs, these nitwits to concentrate on what is the message, what is the record that I can bring to the table, and what it is that I would propose to help put this economy back on the right track and get our nation secure again. Hopefully that they can, you know, kind of grow up and stay focused on what really matters.
All right, Governor, it seems like you've got a lot of confidence. I know you really went out there and campaigned for a lot of these candidates. Congratulations on your impact in this race. It was, in my opinion, a great day for the country. Good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Amen.